has challenged the wild.
After the stunning showcase of the brand new Janna redesign coming up as a part of the Fates Voyage expansion to Legends of Runeterra, it seemed difficult for anything revealed after to meet such expectations. But as we saw towards the end of Janna's trailer, we were headed north towards the brutally cold region of Freljord to explore another monumental figure. And this time, Legends of Runeterra's newest edition would be a bit more titanic than the mystical Wind Guardian. Volibear comes in without the same degree of creative liberty in redesigning the character as a whole that we saw with Janna, but seems to pack the same punch in terms of feeling like its mighty presence within the League of Legends card game only builds upon its legendary stature within the lands of Runeterra in amazing ways. As mentioned, the focus is a bit different here with what value Volibear brings to the table with his addition to the upcoming expansion. While Janna's reveal took her character's visual design and reassessed who she truly was as a champion, Volibear's concept and overall visuals isn't much different from what we've seen since his redesign back in 2020. And speaking of his League of Legends redesign and the ARAM event that surrounded it, I feel as if it made the Volibear seem like one of the most imposing figures in all of Runeterra. Volibear comes in as the first 9-mana champion to ever be added to the game. And for those of you who don't quite play or keep up with Legends of Runeterra, 9 mana is a hell of a lot to spend on playing a card. Typically only able to be done late in the game, as shown by the slow and steady plan we see with Aurelion Sol, who himself comes in at a whopping 10 mana without discounts. So essentially being treated as the second most powerful being we see in the game so far, Volibear brings a great force with his addition to the new expansion, especially with the focus on his booming storms being used to wipe the opposing player's board to set up for an overwhelming attack with huge units. The concept of many champions in the game can be felt directly through the way their cards operate. Samira with her scaling letter grade, Twisted Fate with his pick a card, the list goes on when it comes to just how accurately the card version of many household champion names are portrayed. Looking at the concept to Janna's gameplay within Legends of Runeterra, while appearing to be extremely fun and a bit overtuned at first glance, there isn't much beyond the lore of the cards that just screams Janna. Volibear is yet another contribution to the list of amazingly integrated champions on the side of replicating the feel of their gameplay when making the transition to card form. With the entire direction of his kit being raw damage to all units on the board, it feels like there are few other characters in the game that could survive such a beating. But that's where LOR shines. By dishing out tons of damage in surviving circumstances we've seen possible from few other cards, you don't need to understand just who the Volibear is in lore form. Now that being said, highlighting just how epic the gameplay portion to Volibear's impending addition to Riot's card game is, doesn't mean that there isn't any contextual content within his package of cards towards the overarching lore of Runeterra. This specific portion of the set is filled to the brim with mighty beings, ranging from foes who Volibear has fought with in legendary battles which shape the lands of the Freljord like Ron the Magma Serpent, to allies who fight alongside the demigod in the Ursign. Those of which, no matter the strength of the card in-game, even previously, always have the most imposing artworks. Not to mention just how incredibly threatening they made him feel in his level up animation and level 2 card art, giving an impression that he may just be a wee bit more powerful lore-wise than a majority of the cast that's already in the game. Blending in with the haze and storm clouds forming around the icy cold mountains surrounding him, Volibear takes the crown for the most daunting artwork we've seen so far. This approach to the portrayal of Volibear is accurate to how all of the short stories released on the Universe of Runeterra website make him out to be. Whenever he is mentioned by name, there's an ominous tone to it, proving he is seen by commoners as a power above their comprehension. Overall, I'm stoked that Legends of Runeterra was able to show that they can do more than visually redesign characters, as proven by their bolstering of the overwhelming gameplay and history of Volibears. If you enjoyed, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. I keep up with all things fantasy, from League of Legends to anime to Elden Ring and more, so be sure to check out my other videos and leave comments on the topics that most interest you.